So I'm going to be talking about self-love, part 2, and hopefully you would have seen the first part and why it's so essential to have that at the forefront before even considering starting an online business especially. So if you're watching my video for the first time, my name is Chiko and thank you for joining me. So self-love and why it is so essential. Continuing on from my first video, and I was going to give you the tips that you need. Why it's so essential, foremost, is that it self-guards us through the ego. So the ego, meaning that at times when you don't have like the strength, the confidence, the ego takes a step forward, meaning that some people show arrogance in that. So you want to ensure that you have self-love so that when you go into business, you feel confident enough to engage with peers as well as potential colleagues and new potential clients. And you, by identifying or knowing yourself, then you're able at least to come from like an authentic part of you rather than something that's talking from ego. Sometimes a little bit of ego for just a little bit of confidence boosting is fine, but when it's exaggerated, this is when people fall into the trap of potentially they're impacting their business adversely and affecting their relationships with their potential business partners. Okay, so that's number one. So going to number 2, it's also knowing what your key strengths are. You need to know what your key strengths are, as this will actually help you. It will help you protect yourself from, when you know your strengths, then you're more likely to not be so negative through the process of what is the preconceived notion of failure. Yes, so when you have your strengths, you will be drawing on that and crediting yourself from the things that you do well. And even if you experience, in quotation marks again, failure, which doesn't exist in my vocabulary, but it's a common terminology used, I'll call it more like life ventures, which have their peaks and their troughs. That if you experience that, then at least with your strengths, you're likely to bounce right back up again without actually being too hard on yourself. So knowing your strengths and working on that is better. Then new opportunities as the third one. Always be on the lookout for new opportunities, putting yourself out there, networking, or either virtually. Now it's also popular, but there's nothing that beats meeting people in person. What that would do for you, it will also help you to build your strength of character. It will give you that confidence to actually feel, yes, you are gradually becoming more confident. And what better way than to also boost your confidence? And even in the beginning, some people struggle with the networking aspects of it, but count on the positives. Look at it as though you've made the first attempt, you've engaged with people, but engage with people knowing that it's going to be a reciprocal relationship, not to just hand out business cards for the sake of handing them out, but knowing that you are potentially going to be collaborating with people who can help you to develop your skills even further and also to make you the expert that you're looking to be in life. Then it becomes much more easier for that boosting of confidence, that self-love as well, because the people who will be constructively not criticizing but giving you feedback in your mastermind group or tribe will be helping you further to get you closer to self-love as well. Then the key one is forgiveness. Good forgiveness. Learning to accept that failure is an aspect. I'll use the word failure again. Failure or perceived notion of failure is okay. That's how entrepreneurs, you will not find an entrepreneur unless if they've been super successful who haven't had a blip, or even crashed really hard as a result of trying. It's always key to at least try than not to try at all. So when you try and actually implement something and it doesn't work out, then at least you can say you have tried it. There's no such things as mistake. It's just learning, because we are the worst. We are our own worst enemies. We criticize ourselves for having made a mistake, even when it's like presenting something. Like right now, I could switch off I would turn off the camera, and I could easily go back and review everything that I've said to see whether it's perfect. But I don't do that, because there's no level of being perfect. It's more about what am I sharing with you. Okay, so it's not about me. It's if I'm adding value to you, that's what matters to me the most. Then that's where you learn, is that it is fine to be yourself, because you're being authentic. And that's what people will connect with the most. Self-talk is the last one. Feel free to do this. If you've ever heard of Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, it's those affirmations, daily affirmations, to say, to make your mind, build it with a different type of like positive energy, to believe that you can do certain things. So even if you need positive affirmations on the wall or something visual to remind yourself, it's always a benefit. And I too have affirmations that I use on a daily basis. So I hope these tips have been very useful for you. My first video just cut off as a result of my phone deciding that it was full. But yes, so thank you for joining me again. Always a pleasure. My name again is Chiko, and do leave a comment, share, like, anything, just to get other people involved as well. Bye for now.